Welcome into the Farzy Show, everybody, presented by Destination Retirement, destinationretirement.com. And here, as we are always live at the Steven Singer Studios from 6 to 7 in the a.m. That's a new episode dropping, ladies and gentlemen, every day live at 6 a.m. Thanks to everybody in the chat yesterday. Thanks to everyone that responded after the chat. Just everyone just kicking it with me. It was a great time. We were having a lot of fun yesterday, people. I got to be honest with you. Usually I start a show and I'm like, this is the lead. This is what we're talking about. This is the big story. But, I'm not sure which one is the big story. I'm not sure whether or not it's Joel Embiid dropping 45 points last night, helping his case for the MVP award, helping his case for the leading scorer, the scoring title in the NBA this season. I'm not sure if it's that, because the Sixers struggled in that game. They were up 27. They allowed the Pacers to come back in the game. You're a little bit worried. You didn't want the starters to play in the fourth quarter. You have the starters play into the fourth quarter. So there's that. And then there's also stop. Makes the roster. Stop. Makes the roster. So it's either Embiid or it's Stott. And I'm not exactly sure which one should be the lead story today. So, let's treat it like both like the lead story, except I'll talk more about maybe Embiid, because it's down to the wire. It's down to the wire with the NBA, and it's down to the wire with the MVP award, folks. That's where we're at right now in basketball and in Major League Baseball. I saw the news come across yesterday with Bryson Stott making the big league roster, and I thought to myself, this is awesome. I feel like the Phillies had a lot of pressure from the hometown fans already. And I thought to myself, that's pretty amazing, considering the Phillies haven't even made their way north. They wrapped up spring training yesterday, and now they're coming north. And the Big League Ball Club, I'm sure, can hear it all when it comes to wanting Bryson Stott on the Big League roster, wanting Mickey Moniak in center field, and basically one of this Phillies seem to do exactly what they should be doing throughout the season, which is smash home runs. So I saw that, and then the very next thing I thought about was this. It was the fact that Alec Boehm also made the big league roster. Now, I never really thought that they were going to put Boehm in the minors. I thought that they were going to keep him at the major league level right now, especially with designated hitter. Not that you're not going to give the vast majority of those at-bats to Nick Castellanos or Kyle Schwarber or even Bryce Harper from time to time to give him a break, or JT Realmuto, whoever it might be, Rhys Hoskins. There's going to be opportunities for Alec Boehm to get reps. I think the way spring training has played out, Bryson Stott is your opening day third baseman. And Mickey Moniak is your opening day center fielder. So for me, just by the way the guys competed for jobs in spring, that's the way they're going to go into the regular season. So I'm excited to see that. I think the Phillies made the right move. And as I said yesterday, I don't hear anybody, not one soul, going for the fake take. Now, what's a fake take? I've explained this before over the years, but here's what I got for you. A fake take is something so ridiculous, it's hotter than a hot take. Because usually what happens is, in times like these where we're all just going, hey, maybe Bryson Stott should get a shot at playing third base, or maybe shortstop, or at least being on the big league roster. Or, hey, maybe Mickey Moniak should be your opening day center fielder. Simple, logical statements like that is all anybody's saying. Fast forward a month. Mickey Moniak might be struggling. Bryson Stott might not be good at the big league level. And then you got somebody that comes along with a fake take. And the fake take in this regard would be, oh, well, everyone wanted Bryson Stott up here because he's a Hall of Famer. Everyone wanted Mickey Moniak in center field because he's the hottest hitter in baseball. Like, nobody's saying that. I think Phillies fans have been very temperate in their expression of what they expect from these two players as they start out in the big league roster. We got what we wanted. Now let's see if they can really put them to the test at the big league level and see how they perform at the highest level in baseball. So I'm stoked. I'm excited. Can't wait for it to play out. Phillies, of course, are coming north for baseball. So we can look forward to that. What's the Wednesday? Yeah. Opening day. Friday. By the way, we have a very special guest today. We have a very special guest tomorrow. And we have a very special guest on Friday. opening day. So I'm very excited about that. Today's special guest, we spoke to one Eagle coming off his rookie season last week in Milton Williams. We're going to speak to another today in Zech McPhearson, 4th-round pick, cornerback out of Texas Tech. We've talked about Zech McPhearson on this show, and Zech McPhearson was the Mr. Training Camp guy. Like, he was the guy like, oh, you got to see Zech McPhearson. You got to see Zech McPhearson. Zech McPhearson. He was the guy that was like the buzzword. It used to be Mr. Lehigh, and now it's just Mr. Training Camp. That was Zech. And then all of a sudden, we didn't really see much from him. Where'd he go? We really see him. He played special teams. He actually had more special team snaps than anybody on the Philadelphia Eagles, which is impressive. And he talked to me about taking that next step in his NFL career and how he heard the noise. He heard the buzz about him during training camp and how he was hoping he could carry that into the regular season. It went like that on special teams. It didn't go like that necessarily when it came to playing cornerback. So he talks to me about his goals. Doesn't get specific. I like that. Doesn't get specific about his goals, but he's definitely got them when it comes to going into his sophomore season. And also fighting for a spot. Defensive heavy draft. He's going to continue to fight for a spot on this roster as his career goes on, which is what we want to hear from anybody. It's like, yeah, I'm auditioning every day, basically. So Zech McPhearson joins us coming up in just a little bit to talk to us about his sophomore season, going into his sophomore season in the NFL, the upcoming draft, what his rookie year was like, what he likes to do around Philadelphia. He plays Fast Five with us because he's such a good sport, and we'll talk to him about all things. Here, how about this? His mom played professional football. You don't hear that every day. His mom was a running back and an offensive lineman for checks notes. Wrong notes in front of me again. I'm the worst. But his mom played professional football for the, I don't want to mess up the name, but I'm gonna. National Women's Football League. I think it was as simple as that, but I just didn't want to mess it up. Running back and offensive lineman. He's got 6 brothers. He's got 1 sister. Very competitive household. They're all athletes. So Zech McPhearson will join us coming up in just a second. Look forward to having a conversation with the Eagles corner going into his sophomore season. Let's talk about those 76ers, shall we? Bit of a rough one last night. Bit of a rough one. They were up 27 points on the Pacers at one point. And how things were going last night in the Farzy household, just to bring in. The in-laws are in. They're visiting their grandkids, their lovely daughter, who I married, and me, their favorite child. Yes, not in-law, but just favorite child in general. And they're visiting me. And I'm watching the game last night, and they're Cavs fans. They're from Cleveland. This is well before LeBron. They're like even before Mark Price. Huh? How's that for a name? So I'm watching the game last night, and, the kids start, Emmanuel starts running around, little touch started running around. And I'm like, look at the game. Oh, Sixers are up 27. They're good. Sixers are up 20. Okay, fine. Sixers are up 15. Oh, that's weird. Sixers are up 10. 10? What the? And it got to be about 5 points. Excuse me. It got to be about 4 points. And I was like, this isn't. Is this really happening? And then DeAndre Jordan got a flagrant 2. Pause for a second. The word flagrant. Okay. The National League now has a designated hitter. And still, the way the word flagrant is used in basketball still might be a bigger change than the National League adopting the designated hitter. I really missed the day. Like, flagrant meant you had, like, ill intent. A flagrant foul back in the day used to be, I fouled you so maliciously that I wanted your mother to feel it. Like, what the hell? And now a flagrant's like, oh, I was just making a play, but I hit you too. Flagrant 2, you're gone. The funniest thing, and I don't bring this up to throw on Abdelnabi under the bus, friend of the show. I don't mean that at all. But the foul, just the fact that the commentator didn't think there was contact initially, should kind of let you know that it wasn't that bad. And then they get the overhead angle, then Allah saw it, and go, oh, right there's the foul. But he's making a swipe for the ball. His elbow comes down, and not even the bad part of the elbow, the fatty, meaty part of the elbow, the inside of it comes down on the opposing player's head. And DeAndre Jordan gets thrown out of a game with a flagrant 2. I've lost all faith in humanity. That's where I'm at. Not to be over dramatic, but I think I've lost all faith in humanity, if that's a flagrant two. And even the fact that there is a flagrant two. It's either flagrant or intentional foul. But to me, you got to be in control of your body. Matisse Thybulle got kicked in the face then. And that looked a lot worse than what DeAndre Jordan did. And nothing. And Duck Rivers was actually on top of that. And nothing. They didn't get anything. But here's how I felt last night. I'm watching this game unfold, and I'm thinking, this is great. The starters aren't going to have to play in the fourth quarter. This is pretty awesome. They're going to get a break. Got a couple games left in the season. Give them a break before the playoffs start. They get a nice little rest. This is nice. Any bonus time where you're not going to be playing in the fourth quarter is great. Rest them legs, right? Joel Embiid still played 39 minutes. Harden played 40. Maxey played 38. Tobias Harris played 37. By the way, when I was out in Pittsburgh, my buddy Bennett, who I've referenced a bunch on the show, had a parlay involving Tobias Harris. I was like, you can't bet on Tobias Harris. And it's just too shaky. It's too risky. You can't bet it. That was the night against Charlotte where he hit, 5 of 9 from beyond the arc. Another 5 threes last night for Tobias Harris as he hit 17 points for you in those 37 minutes. The bench ended up giving you some decent minutes. Danny Green, 20 minutes. George Dieng, 18. And Shake Milton gave you 12. But I'm thinking, no, they're not going to play the fourth quarter. And then they started just turning the ball over. They couldn't throw the ball in the ocean. They really struggled. Then DeAndre Jordan made that foul, got thrown out of the game, and a little earlier than normal, Joel Embiid goes in the fourth quarter and kind of righted the ship, so to speak. And the Sixers were able to take care of business after that, and the Pacers really never threatened after that. So it was Joel Embiid kind of calming the storm. And when the night was done, Joel Embiid ended up in 39 minutes played, shooting 18 for 30. You had a feeling last night in the early goings of this game. He only had 17 points, I want to say. Only 17 points. With maybe 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. But there was a feeling of, could he go for 50 tonight? Everything he was throwing up was going in. And I'm not even talking about from deep. I'm talking about from the mid-range and in. There was one play where I think he was just walking towards the basket, chucked the ball in the air, and it perfectly, pristinely bounced off the backboard and in. And it was like he wasn't even looking. And it just felt like one of those games where Joel Embiid was just on fire, even from the mid-range game and in. Anything he did was gold. Anything he touched turned to gold last night. And he ended up with 45 after not supposedly or hopefully wanting to play later in that game. But he ends up with 45 points, 13 rebounds in the game. I referenced the numbers earlier in the week. Russell Westbrook, Moses Malone, the only players in the NBA to have 11 games in a season of 40 points and 10 rebounds. Joel Embiid now is 12. And Moses and Westbrook, they both won the MVP the year they did it. So hopefully history repeats itself with the 76ers. But Joel Embiid drops 45 last night on the Pacers. You love to see it. In a game where, yes, he had to kind of save the day. Now, as far as his MVP voting goes, if you remember former Sixer Justin Anderson, also known as Simba for whatever reason, and also Dwayne Wade tried to break his arm. Remember that in the playoff game? That was fun. He decided to grab away Joel Embiid's headset mic and let the people know who the MVP should be last night on NBC Sports Philadelphia.
I told him that I've seen everything. Double teams, triple teams. Give him the damn MVP.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Well, there you go. He's got one vote, I guess. Justin Anderson's got his back. Now, I've been making a big deal about the fact that the Sixers shouldn't have had to play their starters in the fourth quarter. And as the game is going on, as DeAndre Jordan gets thrown out, at this point, I got to be real with you. I want Joel Embiid playing. Like, selfishly, I want him playing. I know it's probably best for the team that he doesn't play in the fourth quarter, that he gets a break and everything. But selfishly, I want him to get the scoring title. Selfishly, I want him to get as many points as possible to close the season on some epic run, 40 points, 40 points, 40 points, 40, and just dominate to end the year to make all the voters go, all right, well, look how good. Yeah, all right, fine. Now, it might already very well be decided coming down to the last 3 games of the season, but in the last week of the season, it's all of a sudden Giannis Antetokounmpo has entered the chat when it comes to MVP conversation. So it's Joker, it's Giannis, and obviously it's our boy Joel Embiid. Well, I'm watching this last night. And I'm going, no, I want him to play. I want him to continue to get minutes. I want him to continue to pad the stats, if you will. And that's exactly what he did. But then afterwards, I heard Joel Embiid talk about one of the things that he had an issue with about what his team did after they were up 27 points at one point in this game.
We play great, but we gotta finish. We gotta learn how to finish. There's no reason why the starters should have played in the fourth. I feel like coming from halftime, we didn't keep our foot off on the gas and to try to extend the lead to make sure that we don't play in the fourth. So those are the next step.
All right, let's see them build on that, and that's great. They need that break, and that's what Joel Embiid is saying. Now, the greater thing is the Sixers winning a championship, right? That's the bigger goal here than Joel Embiid getting an MVP or Joel Embiid getting a scoring title, whatever it might be. So the thing that would help that, I feel, is if they did get a break, so I agree. The other thing that would help that would be, not blowing 27-point leads. As great as it was that the Sixers won this game, as great as it was that Joel Embiid dominated, as great as it is that Tobias Harris is hitting his outside shot. Like, if I can get a 3-and-D guy on steroids like Tobias Harris, I'll take that in the playoffs, please. The fact that Tyrese Maxey and the Sixers were just shooting the lights out of the gym. They set a franchise record for most threes in the game. Tyrese Maxey hit 8 threes last night. They were just bonkers from beyond the arc. Tyrese Maxey said after the game he doesn't think he's ever shot 11 threes in a game. He says he thought he made 7 or 8 in a high school game once. But last night was incredible when it comes to shooting from the outside. That was great. They needed that to beat the hapless Pacers. I know you can talk about Halliburton and all that stuff and the trade that they made before the Sixers got Harden and they got Buddy Hield and all the big trade with the Sacramento Kings and all that. For me, I would like to see the Sixers be able to handle their business a little bit better than what we saw yesterday. And they did this in dominant fashion in the early goings by having the best three-point shooting night in the history of the franchise. And still, there was a moment in the fourth quarter where we were going, is this a 4-point game? What is happening right now? And then defensively speaking, the Sixers were able to shut it down. Joel Embiid came into the game. The Pacers went through about a 4-minute scoring drought where they couldn't hit a field goal. And the Sixers were able to, once again, quiet the storm. But in the grand scheme of things, when you want the 76ers to be putting teams away left and right and not giving you any worry or concern, they haven't been able to do that. And Joel Embiid is absolutely right. Forget about all the accolades that go for individual awards. You're talking about trying to win a championship. Teams that win championships close out games. And this team, especially with James Harden, especially with Joel Embiid, with all they have been through and the failure they've been through and trying to get to that conference championship or NBA finals in James Harden's case, then you got to be able to put teams away. And they weren't really able to put the Pacers away in the way they should have been able to do it when they were leading by almost 30 points. So there you go. By the way, still right now, LeBron James, 30.3 points per game. Joel Embiid, 30.2 points per game. So it doesn't get much closer than that. And Giannis, by the way, is 30.1. So 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. We're all having fun. You know who's not in there? Joker. So that's fun. That's fun right there. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about my man, Pots and Pans, Mike Seibert at Destination Retirement, destinationretirement.com. Mike Seibert is a retirement income certified professional at Destination Retirement LLC, a partner of 1847 Financial and an Eagles and Sixers and Phillies fan only advisor. Maybe next year for the Flyers. When it comes to long-term savings, why give up the current enjoyment of your income? Why do that? The answer is to have income streams in retirement. It only makes sense then to understand how retirement income streams work so that you can direct savings in ways that give you the highest income when you retire. Think about climbing a mountain. Is the objective to just get to the top of the mountain, or is the objective to get to the top and then safely back down the mountain? Going up the mountain is the accumulation phase of your life. Going back down the mountain is the distribution phase. These are two different phases of your financial life, and each should be addressed separately. This month, let's talk about college planning. We're all talking about college and how expensive it can be and savings for the kids. My wife and I are just starting that fund. We can talk about how expensive that could be. But let Mike show you an efficient way to help pay for your college education for your children and still retire on your own terms. Your first step is to avoid starting your growth cycle over by depleting accounts like 529s for big expenses like college. You don't want to lose your position on your growth cycle and have to start over. You can't get that time back. Instead, set up right now the ability to use vehicles that you can take money out of without starting your growth cycle over again. Find out how your annual retirement savings can help your college savings. What? Yes, Mike Seibert knows how to do this. Their annual college savings can help your retirement savings. That is right. Mike will set up your own portal in Retirement Analyzer, then use the software to help you navigate through the different phases of your life. Your questions, your answers are all with Mike Seibert right now. Email him at GoBirds. That's GoBirds at 1847financial.com. GoBirds at 1847financial.com, or call his office at 484-275-6035. That's 484-275-6035. You can also visit the website at destinationretirement.com. That's destinationretirement.com. As always, go Birds, go Phils, and play the song. Let me tell you right now about Steven Singer and the Creamsicle Gold Dipped Rose, 24-karat gold dipped. Right, that's right, a real rose dipped in 24-karat gold. This year's color, Creamsicle for Mother's Day. How beautiful is that? Ladies and gentlemen, do what I do. Trust Steven Singer when it comes to all your big jewelry purchases. And when it comes to taking care of that special woman in your life, that special person in your life, think no further on the special days than that beautiful 24-karat gold dip rose from Steven Singer. And the best part about it, lifetime guarantee. This thing ain't going anywhere. It's beautiful. You saw the Emerald City rose for Valentine's Day. Now you have the Creamsicle rose. Reminds you of your mom buying that creamsicle off the ice cream truck when you were a kid. It's a beautiful thing. For Mother's Day, this is what you need to get mom. Starting at just $59, go to IHateStevenSinger.com. That's IHateStevenSinger.com. And do what I do. Trust Steven with all the beautiful lifetime guarantees that he has that are well worth that guarantee. The Creamsicle Gold Dip Rose from Steven Singer Jewelers. One place, one price. The perfect price every single day at Steven Singer Jewelers. IHateStevenSinger.com. Always fast and free shipping at IHateStevenSinger.com. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a conversation with another young Eagles player, a man trying to make a name for himself in the NFL. Zech McPhearson joins us on the Rothman Orthopedics guest line to talk about going into his sophomore season. Us on the Rothman Orthopedics guest line. So excited to talk to this guest today from your Philadelphia Eagles, defensive back Zech McPhearson. What's going on there, Zach?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you. Right out of the gate, I just want to ask you this because I know people will see the name and they have seen the name. You're just coming out of your rookie year, 4th-round pick. They see Zech. Where's that come from for Zach?
Well, my full name is pronounced Zechariah, but I've been going by Zach my whole life just to make it easier on people. But, you know, you got a few people who would pronounce it the right way. You got some people who call me Zeke and all types of stuff. So I just make it a little easier on people and go by Zach. That's what I've been going by.
Gotcha. Now, you're obviously a Texas Tech guy, but you grew up in Maryland, a little close to D.C., originally from Baltimore. You're born in Baltimore. So you were a little familiar with Philadelphia. So I'm always curious when athletes come to town, what were your early impressions of Philadelphia? What were you expecting? What had you heard about Philadelphia before you were playing here?
Before I was playing here, you know, to be honest, when I went downtown for the first time, I think it's like just a way, way better version of like Baltimore City in terms of just the scenery, the food, the people. I heard a lot of things about, you know, the fans and how everybody is, even the people who just live in the city. Everybody's real indebted to, you know, this city of Philadelphia. And, you know, I came up here a few times before I even got drafted by Philly. I'm just growing up as a child, and I really like it here. It's a really good city, good people.
Yeah, I'm curious. It's funny because I'm very familiar with Baltimore. My mom's from that area, and just you comparing the two, it's like Baltimore has that great build-up waterfront, and then Philadelphia has no build-up waterfront, but a great developed city. Like it's like they're opposites in that regard.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
What do you like to do around town?
My free time, I mean, I live right here off of Cooper River. I'm not necessarily in Philadelphia, but
okay.
When I get some free time, I definitely head across the Ben Frank Bridge, walk around a little bit, do some retail therapy, shopping a little bit. So I try to waste time when I'm not working out. But.
All right. I love retail therapy. I like the way you put that. That's great. What did you make of your first year playing here in Philadelphia? Take me through the whole process, getting drafted, the Eagles select you, like I said, in the 4th round, and then you're playing your first year. What do you take away from it your first year as a pro?
Man, I took a lot away from it. Thankfully, I came into a room with a bunch of veterans, from Rodney McLeod to Slade to Ant, you name them. That's a bunch of veterans in that defensive back room. And having them guys around as a rookie and, your first year in the league, I mean, you got a lot of guidance. Whenever I needed some or whenever I needed help explain or understanding anything, every single one of those guys in that room were there for me. And, that made this rookie year, just go by so much smoother. I had a backbone with those guys and, the great coaches in that room as well. So, I mean, this rookie year was everything I could ask for. I'm very thankful for it. So.
Does Darius Slay talk as much as we think he does? Is he as loud as he does? Is he as nurturing, I guess, as a mentor? What was he like to actually be able to play alongside of?
Slay, he's a comedian. He's the funniest dude I've ever met in my life. At all times throughout the day. You come up to him at any time, he the same dude. That's why I like him a lot. He don't never change. He the same all day, every day.
So, we had Steven Nelson on the show some months ago, and we'll get a little bit more technical with this, but he had talked about Jonathan Gannon's scheme as, quote, genius, kind of keeping the play in front of you the whole time, not allowing the big play, that whole thing. What did you take away from running that scheme in your rookie year under Jonathan Gannon?
I took a lot away from it. Just in a league, you got to prevent those explosive plays, and that's what that defense is all about. And if you can't stop explosive plays, it's gonna be, it's gonna be rough for you in the NFL. And having Coach Gannon and that mindset just to minimize the damage and everything, attack when we can, it works out very well.
One of the things I go back to training camp with, you come in obviously as a rookie. And the name, one of the hot names in training camp was Zech McPhearson. Zech McPhearson. You got to see Zech McPhearson. Eagles love Zech McPhearson. They love this kid. This guy's doing amazing things. All that. And regular season comes around. You're contributing mostly on special teams. You actually led the team in special teams snaps this past season, so you're certainly a contributor there. Did you hear the buzz going into the season and then it kind of level out? How did you handle all that kind of conversation about you going into the year and as the season went on?
Yeah, it's definitely kind of hard, to sit up here and say I didn't hear any of the buzz. I definitely did. But me, just from camp going into the season, I try not to let that get to me. Obviously being a rookie, you come in, there's a lot of stuff going on. You learn the playbook, meeting new people, trying to perform at a high level. And I tried my best to ignore all that stuff. And, going into the season, like you said, it mellows out. I just understood my role, learning from Slay and Steve and, being ready when my name is called and getting out there and, not having no type of drop off. And that's what I understood as my role this year. And like you said, do my thing on special teams as well.
So going into this upcoming season, we don't know what the future holds between the draft, veterans, whatever could happen at the cornerback position. How do you treat this offseason and how do you set your mentality to get ready to maybe compete for a starter's job?
The same way I came in. I'm trying to earn a job. I'm not here in the NFL just to, sit around and watch. I really want to, make a living in this league and, do what I'm capable of. And, the same mentality as last year going to camp. I just want to earn a job somewhere on the field.
Do you feel like you're ready for that starting spot?
Most definitely.
What did they tell you when you guys broke the season, when it was all over? I know you guys do your exit interviews, you have your conversations. What did they tell you about your game and what they want to see you improve upon?
Me personally, probably just, getting more comfortable, probably in overall defenses in maturity on the field, as in Slay, he's out there and he's very comfortable, and all the veterans just get on that level where I'm just out there and just having fun playing ball, not thinking about everything, just playing quick and fast.
Now, what are your own expectations? I know you always said everyone's their own worst critic and all that stuff, harshest critic. What are your own expectations for your sophomore season?
I got a lot. I typically write them down and I keep them to myself to the end of the year, but my own expectations going into season, like you said, I want to earn a starting job. I got a lot of, team accolades in terms of like I want to make it to the playoffs again. I want to make it to the Super Bowl. Stuff like that is great. I had a bunch of buddies who won a Super Bowl this past year as rookies. So I want to do stuff like that. And obviously my personal accolades and stuff that I want to do for me personally, I keep them to myself and just chase that goal every single day.
Good for you, man. What is Jonathan Gannon's scheme like for you? Like, what was it like playing in that scheme?
I loved it. Especially at cornerback coming into the league. Cornerback's a tough position. And just, it puts the cornerback at ease and just, keeps it simple for the corner. And, it puts a lot of relief on you in terms of like when you're man coverage, zone coverage, whatever it is, it's not too complex. But it's very effective as a defense.
Mm-hmm. What was Jonathan Gannon like as a defensive coordinator? Is he one of them overbearing guys? Is he aggressive? Is he quiet? What's he like as a coach and defensive coordinator?
I love JG. He's a great coach. He real chill. Obviously every coach got to put their foot down when they got to put their foot down. And that's what I like about JG.
What changed in the defense? Because things started to click a little bit more in the second half of the season. Was there any adjustment made, anything like that? What went on?
I really wanted to say probably just our mindset. Like all through our camp, we had certain goals and different types of things that we strive for every day as a defense. And at one point we just had to do a reality check, look ourselves in the mirror, and remember who we are as a defense, and remember the fundamentals that the coaches installed early, way back in camp. From going against the Patriots in practice or Jets, and applying that again and just reevaluating ourselves and, going back to the basics. So we had to pick back up where we left off.
Mm-hmm. I had your teammate and fellow former rookie, now going in their sophomore year in the NFL, second year in the NFL, Milton Williams. He was on the show last week.
Yeah.
And I asked him this question I'm about to ask you. What was that welcome to the NFL moment, that whole thing? And he seemed to be really lucky where his was kind of on film, but it wasn't. And something else was going on, so people were distracted, didn't really see his mistake. But I'll ask you this question. Were you as lucky? Did you have a welcome to the NFL moment where you're like, oh, wow, okay, this isn't college anymore?
Welcome to the NFL moment. I don't want to say I had it just yet, but
okay.
I remember I hit Mark Ingram. I'm like, oh my God. Or Ingram, I was like, man. It took a toll on my shoulder a little bit. I was like, this is a big dude. But other than that, I can't really think of one right now.
What was it like for you? Because you just turned 24. Happy birthday, by the way.
Appreciate it.
Belated birthday. What was it like for you to be on the field? You go through your rookie year, and your season is ending. You don't know it's ending yet, but it's ending against Tom Brady. All of a sudden, Tom Brady's the guy on the other side of the line of scrimmage. What was that like for you?
That was crazy. I grew up my whole life watching that man. All respect due to him. But that was a cool experience. Obviously, we wish that game could turn out differently. But just having an opportunity to play against somebody like that, one of the best players ever played in the NFL. It shows on the field. That dude's amazing. So that was a cool experience. And I got to play against him twice too.
Oh, right. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, the Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing I'm always curious about is, again, you're familiar enough with the Eagles in Philadelphia, being a Maryland guy. As a football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, when you thought of that team, what were some of the names that jumped to mind right away?
Can you say it one more time? My fault. I got a little fuzzy.
No worries. Just as a team, the Philadelphia Eagles, when you heard you were going to Philadelphia, what jumped to your mind about Philadelphia Eagles football? Like, were there names that jumped to mind from seasons past? What stuff like that?
Yeah, name Sean Jackson, Mike Vick, all those guys, Silky or whatever the name was, names like that. It's just, I shouldn't say I grew up watching the Eagles that much. I was really Ravens fan growing up. I watched a lot of Ravens,
Sure.
Ray Lewis and those guys, Ed Reed. But yeah, those are names that jumped to my mind.
When you think of being a cornerback in the NFL, do you think of yourself as a ball hawk? Do you think of yourself as a hitter? How would you best describe your game, and how are you most comfortable playing?
I say ball, but I like to hit too. Hitting's fun. I like coming down hit it. That really, I don't know, that get me going. I say pretty well-rounded.
Now, it seems like, now I just have to make sure. I have one brother. You have 6 brothers and 1 sister. I assume things got pretty rough in the McPhearson household.
Oh, my gosh. It was a frenzy every day growing up.
And you're all athletes, right?
Yeah. Yep, all athletes. A lot of holes in the wall, getting in a lot of trouble, but it was fun. It was all worth it.
Now, this is fascinating. Your mom was a professional football player. I shouldn't say was. I don't know if she retired or not. Offensive lineman and running back in the Women's National Football League?
Yep.
So did she show you any pointers? Was she teaching you things out in the backyard? How'd that work?
Nah, she wasn't. She was taking care of most of the kids, but I definitely left it up to my oldest brother and my dad doing all the pointers. But, I mean, my mom was there to give me some more support when I needed it growing up, whatever sport I was playing. But definitely she left that up to my dad and my older brother.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like mom was showing you like a 3-point stance or anything like that.
Nah.
Now,
Once she was done football, she was done.
Oh, once she was done for good. Got it. Understood. Yeah. Zach, you said you have your own goals ahead of you as a team. When you look at this team, what can we expect from this Eagles defense next year? More aggression, just not allowing the big play. What do you think Eagles fans can expect next year?
Well, I mean, in terms of our defense, a lot of the guys from last year's defense, a good majority of them are coming back. So, I mean, we just got a bunch to build off of. And, you know, I say that aggression, just playing with a chip on our shoulder as a unit. I feel like that stuff's all coming back. It's only positive things to build off on from last season. And, you know, we're just going into year 2 under this new defense. So it's going to be a real exciting season, I'll tell you that.
I'll ask you about your head coach. I know he's more of an offensive type guy. How often is he involved in the defense? And overall, what did you think of Nick Sirianni in his rookie year as a head coach?
I love Nick. Coach Nick, he a cool dude. I ran into him at the airport like last week.
Oh, really?
I thought it was a fan. He came up behind me. He was like, how about we go one-on-one with this guy? I'm like, who is this behind me? I'm like, I'm trying to ignore him. I turn around. It's Coach Nick and his whole family. But I love being a player for Coach Nick, man. He's cool.
All right, hold on. Let's set the scene for a second again. You're at the airport. Some guy's behind you, and you're like, oh, Eagles fan. And this is in Philadelphia?
Yeah, this is in Philly. Yeah. Okay.
So and you're like, oh, Eagles fans are so passionate. And it's your head coach saying he wants to go one-on-one with you?
Yeah, because I'm mad about the baggage claim. They took forever getting our baggage out. And I'm trying to just see if I can see my bag. And I just hear somebody in the back, how about we go one-on-one with this guy? I'm like, oh, here we go. And I turned around. I just thank the Lord it's Coach Nick and his family. But, yeah, it was a funny little thing.
So you didn't go one-on-one then, huh?
No, definitely not. I was too tired. I was split up.
Oh, see, he's supposed to be this ultra competitive guy. I wouldn't put it past him at all to be a baggage claim running routes with you. Like I wouldn't put it past him. Now, were you one of the guys right? Were you one of the guys he played rock paper scissors with?
Nah, I wasn't.
It seems like he doesn't want to play the defense, man. Typical offense. Typical offense.
I want to play in basketball.
Now, I read that your dream job is you want to be a point guard, like you could be a point guard in the NBA. You could maybe play for the Lakers or somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to do that if I was good at basketball. That's my dream.
All right, but you are, from what I understand, you're a pretty damn good baseball player.
Yeah, I love baseball. I grew up playing that my whole life.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Are you a Nationals fan or an Orioles fan?
Orioles. That's why I grew up as an Orioles fan.
Nah, man. See, my grandfather was an usher for the Orioles. For about 25 years. But anyway, that's awesome, man. That's cool. Do you mind if we play Fast Five with you? I got 5 random questions for you if you're willing to play along.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. All right. Question number 1. Best job before your NFL job, Zech McPhearson.
Best job for my NFL job. I say when I worked at a car dealership.
What were you doing there?
Just detailing cars in college.
Very nice. You know, it's funny that Milton Williams character. I don't know how well you know the guy, but he didn't even have a real job. He said he worked for like 20 minutes someplace, and that was it. Whatever.
Selling cars, man.
Yeah. All right, selling cars. Very nice. All right, go-to fast food place. Question number 2. Go-to fast food place.
Wendy's, the 10-count spicy nugget meal with the frosty on the side.
100% in. 100% in with that one. First date deal breaker. Take someone out. They're rude or whatever. What's like the one thing that goes, nope, I'm out. This ain't happening again. First date deal breaker.
Talking too much.
Yeah, that's pretty classic. Like,
Yes,
you're not gonna ask me about me. I'm interesting, right?
Right.
They just sit there and look lovely. No. Let's go. All right. Favorite city to travel to?
Boston.
Really?
I like Boston a lot.
What's going on with Boston? Why Boston?
Well, my girlfriend, she actually used to live there for a little bit, and I used to go up there. That city, oh my goodness, it's a beautiful city. First time I went up there, I fell in love with it. I'd definitely move there if I could.
See, I couldn't move there. I like going there, visit.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, going there.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I like visiting. But I'll tell you right now, my deal breaker, if it was a girlfriend, if she was from Boston, I'd be like, deal breaker, we're out. No, kidding. All right. The last one. In traffic, Zech McPhearson, what makes you beep your horn?
All right, if you're in a fast lane, you should not be driving anything below 50 miles per hour or whatever. Really, you should be pushing. I'm talking like 70, but different states, different regulations. But I hate that annoys me.
Left lane. No, you're exactly right. Left lane should be at least 10 miles over the speed limit. At the very least, you should be going 10 miles over the speed limit. If you're not, move over.
I definitely toot my horn.
Very nice. Zach, I really enjoyed this conversation. Make sure everybody you're following my man Zach here on social media, on Twitter. There you are right there. Looking fierce, my friend. I wish you nothing but success. Oh, do you ever go back and forth with the fans? Do you ever have a little conversation with the fans on social media?
Every now and then.
Every now and then. Yeah, we tend to be brutally honest. I'll give our fan base that, of course.
Yeah,
good. I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. Nothing but success, too. Seriously, I'll be rooting for you, my man. Zech McPhearson joining us on the Rothman Orthopedics guest line. Zach, thanks so much.
All right, thank you, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Well, how about that guy? Huh? I like Zech McPhearson a lot. Thanks to him for coming on and joining us on the Rothman Orthopedics guest line. A lot of good stuff. I'm a little disappointed that Sirianni character didn't start running routes at baggage claim. Like somebody had to have a duffel bag, that's close to the size of a football. Something. Maybe you go to the hot dog stand there at baggage claim at Philly Airport. Maybe you find something there, throw that deep. I don't know. But imagine for a second, you're like, wow, this guy thinks he can. Like an offensive lineman, somebody comes up to him and be like, I feel like I could get around you. I've been around John Runyon where people have said that to him. And it's like, just leave the man alone. But it turns out, first turns around, just his head coach, just hanging. And I have a theory. I think Nick Sirianni, we had Milton Williams on, didn't play him in rock, paper, scissors. We just had Zech McPhearson on, didn't play him in rock, paper, scissors. Landon Dickerson, who's been on the show, said that he did play Nick Sirianni in rock, paper, scissors. He's an offensive player. We've talked to 2 defensive players recently. And Nick Sirianni, man, spread the love. Spread the love when it comes to the rest of the squad. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, really enjoyed that conversation with Zech McPhearson. Really pulling for him. Really seems like a good dude. And anybody that survives a household with 7 siblings, yeah, good luck to you. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, about the great people that bring us our guests each and every day in our guest line, and that is Rothman Orthopedics. When you have an orthopedic issue, you need a physician who eats, sleeps, and breathes orthopedics. You need an exceptionally specialized Rothman Orthopedics physician. They not only specialize in orthopedics, but each of their physicians only focuses in on one area of the body, which means you can have the confidence to get past the pain and be what you were. Visit them one of their 30-plus locations in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, including 4 orthopedic-only urgent cares. Learn more at RothmanOrtho.com. That's RothmanOrtho.com. How about the great people of Winview, the only game where fans can take on other fans and end the debate once and for all. Who is the biggest sports fan? If you have those friends and family members who think they know everything about sports, play them in a Winview contest and see if they could walk the walk as well as they talk the talk. It's the only game where fans can take on other fans. It's not a sports book, not daily fantasy. It's a social gaming app where you can win real money prizes against your friends and family and fellow fans on making predictions in the games that you love so much. So download the WinView app right now and have yourself a good time. How about the amazing people at PHL Sports Nation, Philadelphia Sports Nation, enhancing your Philadelphia sports fan experience at PHLSportsNation.com. Now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the show, the chat check. Ladies and gentlemen, see how everybody's doing today. April, good morning. Okay, hold on. There was some debate Is this still April Fuchs? Because there's a picture. It is. We've confirmed. Just making sure. We thought there was another April, and we're like, hey, other April, change your name. All right, we already got an April. Okay, there's no auditions for other Aprils. You know what I'm saying? So April, good morning. Kevin, good morning. How are you doing, bud? Mally, Craig. Oh, April, thank you. The blue shirt. People liking the blue shirt. It's my favorite shirt to wear. What else do we have here? We have let's see. Another Eagles player. That's right. Another Eagles player's on today, Craig. You got him. Keep the Eagles coming, Farzy. That's our man, Jason. Booker Jason does a phenomenal job. How about that? And also, want to hit this one more time for people that did not see this earlier. That is his Twitter profile and all that. So make sure you guys check that out and make sure you give him a follow. There you go. He'll go back and forth every once in a while and have some fun with people. So make sure you guys do that. Let's see here. What else do we have? We have Alyssa. What's going on, Alyssa? We have Alyssa. Good morning. Brian. What's going on, Brian? Go Flyers. Go Flyers, baby. Go Flyers. Howard. What's going on, Howard? Alex. What's going on? John Cheeseborough. Good morning to you. Sean Gillespie. Good morning. Same thought. You have 27-point lead, 101 points before the third quarter is over. In a classic Duck Rivers, he's working on Duck Dodgers fashion show. They blow it. Duck Dodgers from the 23rd and a half century. I see what you did there, I think. Mally, honestly, no Sixers lead. Too big or too small is safe. Taylor, good morning. Seriously, Duck can screw up any lead. By the way, this is all coming together now when it comes to Doc Rivers. Is it not? Now, other Sixers supposedly out on Doc Rivers in terms of the players. They don't like Doc Rivers anymore. Doc Rivers throwing players under the bus. Obviously, players don't like that. Everyone's saying Doc Rivers is pretty much done if the Sixers don't make it to the conference finals at least. And now it starts to come out through Jake Fisher that the Sixers and Doc Rivers, they might not be all together. They might not be all the same, on the same page anymore when it comes to anything like that. Right now, when it comes to Doc Rivers, what they could be looking at is a situation where Doc and the Sixers amicably split ways at the end of the season. We'll see if that actually happens. Other teams now interested in Doc Rivers. Oh, you know what? It was just the wrong team, wrong setting for Doc. So they wanted to change the scenery, amicable. And now Dan Burke is your new head coach. See how that goes. What else do we have here? April, hello again. Julian, what's going on? Julian, nice to have you. Go live to Sixers correspondent Alyssa with more from the scene. John, that's good. April, how about you get better? Thanks, Cheese. Sixers are up 27, win by 9. What happened? Talk to Glenn, ask him questions. Alyssa's giving us her sideline report. I like that. Good morning. Happy hump day. Mike Fuji. Julian, what's going on, Julian? Fuji, thanks. Alyssa. Clueless people in the sports world think Joel Embiid shouldn't be the MVP. Think of the Sixers shouldn't be around a center. Oh, think the Sixers shouldn't be built around a center. Well, they are, and he's the MVP as far as I'm concerned. Eagle swag. Yeah, Zach had his Eagle swag on. That's always good. Let's see. Loved it when they drafted him. He already had his Eagles jersey on. Alex Young, what's going on? Retail therapy. Yeah, retail therapy. I'm stealing that one. That's a good one. Who else caught the Ben Frank? JD Harrison, what's up, buddy? Yeah, the Ben Frank bridge. I'll be using that from now on. Ben Timmons, what's going on? Slay the comedian. Tobin, you're absolutely right. Luigi, boy genius. Luigi, I haven't forgot about you. I'm still thinking about, I'm still trying to secure a weather lady for a report for Friday morning. Okay? I'm still trying to secure somebody for Friday morning. This way, you have your weather report for the weekend of baseball. Taylor, good morning. Gabe, what's going on? Alyssa, bet not be single. Bet not single either? Let's see. All the past Eagles mentioned. April, you notice that? Everybody mentions Mike Vick and like Deshaun Jackson. Like, it wasn't that long ago that McNabb was playing and winning a hell of a lot of football games. And Mike Vick is always the guy giving. Was it Fox Sports, I want to say, that put out recently something along? It was like, classic Eagles it was a matter of fact, it was black quarterbacks. And Mike Vick gets mentioned in an Eagles uniform before Donovan McNabb. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, everyone seems to go to him. Shady McCoy, John says, yeah. JD, what's up again? John, hello again. JD, I shine 101. What's up? Welcome in. Let's see here. Farzy, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I gave the band the day off. You know why? Zech McPhearson didn't have headphones. And sometimes if you play music, it cuts out. Let's see here. He was a Boston fan. Yep. Boston's weird. Can't stand people driving slow in the left lane. It's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing. JD, Nick discriminates against the defense. He absolutely does. Yeah, these guys do look young. Shine. They absolutely do. That's nice, JD. I'm glad you enjoyed the interview, man. Mac. Mac, it isn't amicable. Farzy the gaslighter. Yeah. Oh, Zach isn't single. Okay. Duck Rivers every time. Blows big leads. Mac. I'm praying every day the Sixers somehow entice Phil Jackson to coach and replace Elton all at the same time. Ooh, Kevin, I don't know if I want him replacing Elton Brand. Now, look, you could say that everything go wrong with the Knicks goes wrong with the Knicks. So Phil Jackson wasn't going to save it. But I don't want to tempt fate. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to tempt fate. It's not amicable, Mac. I'm just saying that's the way they would sell it to the crowd, that it's not amicable. Or that it is amicable, excuse me. Jack Ewing, what's up, buddy? Welcome in. Ben Timmons, Farzy probably thinks she's wearing a white shirt today. What this took on a life of its own. I find April, it is the original April, the only April as far as I'm concerned. The only April that competes with you is April O'Neil from Ninja Turtles fame, but she's fictional, so you win. April says, yes, I feel like my last name causes issues sometimes with filters. You guys are the best. You guys are the absolute best. I like the term gaslighting. That is pretty funny. Ben Frank Bird. What happened here? Ben Franklin Bridge? Mike Fuji? We're all calling it the Ben Frank from now on. 5 will always love you. Wow, Fuji. Thank you. It will probably be most of them. Yes, they'll probably most have girlfriends. Lady friends. They will have significant others. Charlie is asking for fake April to cease and desist. There is no fake April. We have this confirmed. It's only the OG April. Thank you guys in the chat. Everyone's awesome. You guys are fantastic as per usual. Henry, here's what I'll say about Boston, and I do mean this. I love going to Boston. Like, I love visiting Boston, but I love leaving Boston a couple of days later. And I find that when I meet somebody from Boston outside their natural habitat, like, not in Boston, I have a great time. We party. We have a great time. We have a lot in common. We all hate New York. It's great. It's really nice. But then if I go to Boston and they're in their natural habitat, it's like, okay, you can take a break. Okay, buddy. It's simmer down now. And then I was like, that's probably exactly how Boston and New York fans feel when they come to Philadelphia as well. But at least with Boston, I don't know if I've told the story in the show before, but the Winter Classic in 2010, Fenway Park, Flyers Bruins. I was at that game. I was working as a runner for NBC, and basically, first up, Fenway Park was my playground for like 3 days. It was incredible. And then after that, I remember the stadium was packed like a half hour before game time. Everyone was in their seats already. And the crowd started chanting, Phillies suck, Phillies suck, Phillies suck, which I think was, it was Flyers suck. That makes more sense because why would they care about the Phillies? It was Flyers suck, Bruins suck, Flyers suck, Bruins suck, and then it was let's go Bruins, let's go Flyers, let's go Bruins, let's go Flyers, and then it was, I believe it was bleep the Yankees. The Phillies had just lost the World Series to the Yankees in 2009. Boston obviously hates the Yankees all the time, but the entire stadium then came together on bleep the Yankees, bleep the Yankees. And it was like, this is what sports are all about. Now we're all hanging out, having a good time together. Appreciate you guys. Oh, well, we got a couple more subs throughout the show today. That's appreciated. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. I'm going to spoil this right now. Tomorrow morning on the Farzy Show, none other than Dan Baker of your Philadelphia Phillies. These changes for the Phillies. I can't do Dan Baker, but Dan Baker will be joining the show tomorrow to talk about, I don't want to do the math in front of everyone right now, but I believe his 120th year of doing the Phillies as their in-house announcer. Look forward to talking to Dan Baker about his career. And also, I think now people are talking about our subs, and we wanted to do this idea for a while. Dan Baker will be on the show to thank our TikTok followers. That's right. The people that have followed us on TikTok. I have taken their handles, their accounts. I put them on a nice little list, and I'm hoping to have Dan Baker just say the Farzy Show would like to thank the TikTok followers. All 1,114, I think we have. Dan Baker, we're just going to have him thank each and every one. That's right. User 215-778-4050, whatever. Dan Baker's going to thank you. By name, we hope. I haven't asked Dan yet, but we hope that he'll be able to do that for us. So don't miss that. I did not see Andrew Toney in Boston, but that's pretty funny. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are fantastic. Appreciate it. Let's get into our morning rush. Brought to you by Sky Motorcars, SkyMotorcars.com. I feel like a jerk, people. I feel like a jerk. This happened. Look at this. How beautiful. Congratulations to Lisa Ertz, soon to be a grandmom. Congratulations to Julie Ertz and Zach Ertz and the Ertz Family Foundation. They're expecting. Friends of the show, Zach and Julie Ertz expecting their first child. How beautiful is that? And look, I mean, Julie looks amazing. Zach looks fine. But Julie is glowing. Absolutely glowing. Couldn't be happier for those two expecting their first child. And you know what? I feel like a jerk because I meant to get to it yesterday when they made the announcement and I didn't. So I feel bad. I feel real bad. But there they are. Couldn't be happier for the both of them. It's fantastic. Just absolutely beautiful. Like it really is. It's funny. So many things change in parenthood, as a lot of you parents know. But it's like when you see somebody else make their announcement, it's like you really get it. It's like, wow, especially for their first. It's just amazing. So really happy for those guys when it comes to all that. I was texting with Lisa, soon to be grandma, and they're just over the moon as one would expect. Let me tell you guys right now about the 76ers. Tip off tomorrow night, 7:30, back on it. Continue the road trip against the Toronto Raptors. We'll see if the 76ers can take care of business and actually close this game out and get their 50th win on the season. Sixers have, unfortunately, just 3 games left in the season. They got one more on the road against Toronto tomorrow night, then host Indianapolis, host the Colts, host the Pacers, and then they host the Pistons as well to wind down the season on April 10th. So that's what we got going on right now with the 76ers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great... Oh, real quick, let me just close on this just because I want to pull it all together. I mentioned it in the chat check, but when it comes to this Doc Rivers situation, this could very well be championship or bust for Doc Rivers as the head coach of the Sixers. Now, I kind of doubt it, but I'm saying it could be. But I really think that Doc Rivers will not be the Sixers coach after this year if the Sixers do not make the conference finals. So I think the smart money says conference finals or bust for Doc Rivers as the head coach of the 76ers. And even if they get to the conference finals and it looks terrible and they don't win a game, they get swept, whatever it might be. I think it's all come together now when you think about Joel Embiid saying, well, first off, Doc Rivers saying publicly, Joel got tired against Joker. He had to come out of the game. James Harden was bad. The bench wasn't bad. James Harden was bad. And then Joel Embiid comes out and says, well, maybe the coach should match minutes. Maybe that'd be the better idea against a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo, another MVP candidate. When all that stuff starts to become public, and then another report comes out saying that the Sixers players are kind of out on Doc Rivers already, and then another report comes out to counter that, almost to say Doc Rivers would be like, all right, fine, yeah, get rid of me. I get another job in 2 seconds because there's other teams that want me. The Lakers supposedly want me to take over in Los Angeles next year. That could very well be. But when it comes to this particular storyline of Doc Rivers as the Sixers head coach, it's all coming together as to him not being here next year. If the Sixers don't make it to the conference finals and show up in the conference finals, like they got to play their asses off and play well. They got to make it think they're almost going to win that series if they lose it. So all that needs to come together for Doc Rivers to be back next year. But notice how it's all starting to come together. Story comes out about the Sixers don't like Doc Rivers. Another story comes out about how Doc Rivers will get another job in 2 seconds. That doesn't really show me that things are working out well in Philadelphia. We'll see how it goes. Well, hopefully Joel Embiid, hopefully James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, a 30-point night last night, Tobias Harris being unstoppable from 3 as well. Hopefully all that will overcome any off-the-court drama or animosity, because that's ultimately what matters. As long as the Sixers win, it's all gravy, babe. It's all gravy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Much appreciated. You guys in the chat are awesome. PJ, much appreciated. Thank you. This is a Buzz Sports Entertainment production. Tomorrow, Dan Baker will be on the show. Friday, we hope to have a weather lady for just Luigi and everybody else, I guess, but you guys know it's for Luigi. And then second, we also hope the special guest I'll be able to announce tomorrow. So hopefully we will be able to do that. Thanks a lot for everyone. Appreciate you guys being on the being part of the show. PJ, thank you. Great job. Buzz Sports Entertainment production. This is the Farzy Show presented by Destination Retirement, destinationretirement.com, coming to you live every day with a new episode from the Steven Singer Studios. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Take it easy. Bye.